Oh man, she hit you with that 5 minutes?
What up, it's your boy Nosa, NEONOSA, Flavor Magazine, sitting down with the guy who needs no introduction. Finally here in Germany, tour's coming on, Less is More tour, Ryan Leslie. Nice to have you.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we're going to talk and we're just going to dive straight into the interview and find out more about Ryan Leslie, what he's doing, the Less is More tour. What would you say, I guess, is with the album, Less is More, it's out now, currently out. What would you say are some of your, and we'll stay with the standard question, what would you say some of your favorite tracks are?
Well, the album is actually supposed to be enjoyed in its entirety. So I wouldn't want to sway anyone's opinion towards any one track or the other in hopes that they would actually purchase the album and listen to it from top to bottom. And I think that every song is actually provides the listener insight into my life, into my journey. I've also done a series of documentary videos which serve as a visual companion for the records. And it's really supposed to be enjoyed from top to bottom.
Okay. And we'll get to the video aspect of things because you've made, and I'd like to say, I don't want to say pioneer, but you have been one of the major influences when it comes to the online video promo game, so to speak. You've been doing this for years, and I guess we can jump into that right now.
Yeah.
Why, I mean, when you deal with video and everything, why do you feel the need to put so much video out? Is that marketing related or?
I think we're in the age of social media where everyone, even each one of you guys out there watching this interview, is their own personal brand. And so we have the ability to curate our brand, whether it's through Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and we're all, I would say the majority of young people today, they want to have as many followers and fans as they possibly can. And the only way to do that is to have a dialogue with your audience. And the way that you can have a dialogue with your audience that's curated is to make sure that you are providing them with content on a regular basis with greater frequency. And usually you'll find that there's a huge correlation between the frequency of content and the size of your following. And so for me, this is something that we discovered early on, and it's something that I believe is the lifeblood of my career as well, especially given the fact that I rely on non-traditional means of distribution to actually share my art with the world.
And again, when you say that with non-traditional means, I was going to talk on the fact in which you are currently independent, and you've been able to taste both sides of, I guess you could say, have a major label, and in my opinion, this seems to be one of the most successful albums off the break. It's the most hyped. Everyone's talking about it. What advice can you give to the younger people out there? Because, like I said, you are the dude on which everybody watches when it comes to the online game. I think your European following primarily comes from the fact that you've been able to service the fans with the online content, show them your life inside and outside the studio. What advice can you give to some of the young guys out there who try or who want that record label deal?
Man, I would just say that, first of all, the blueprint is there. We created the blueprint not only for us to be successful, but also to provide a model for other young, emerging artists to be able to follow and achieve that same level of success. That's number one. Number two, I would say, find great collaborators. I think that one of the main reasons why there is a great deal of discussion surrounding this project is because we found a great collaborator on the ground here in Germany for this tour and the distribution of the album. So I salute Carlos and Daco from Hop of Fame for taking that initiative and taking the opportunity to see that there was potential beyond what I could do on my own, and for presenting the value of a partnership. And I believe that, I had a chance to sit down and speak to Ford, who's an artist that independently on his latest release has sold over 125,000 copies of his album. And when you do that math, when you do those numbers, that's €1 million independently. Yeah. And if you do the same numbers on a major label, it would actually be considered only moderately successful. And the actual payout would be exponentially less than if you invested the time, first of all, perfecting your craft, and then number two, curating and doing what it took to maximize a collaboration like Ford has with his independent distributor. And so, I'm all about business, man. I'm all about being surrounded by people who have a great hustle, who have a great work ethic, who are hungry, who understand that right now is the time to get business done, and that tomorrow in the future is not promised. And so I hope that when people actually look at my trajectory, when they look at my approach to art, when they look at my approach to my live show, when they look at my approach to the recordings that I make, that, as I said, they take from it a blueprint, not only that I've been able to follow to achieve success, but also that they can follow to achieve the same success.
Going back to the album, with this album, you decided to infuse a little bit more of you as the rapper, and everyone, when you talk about rap, hip hop, R&B, you came out as an R&B singer. There was a conscious effort to put more rap in this. Would you consider this to be a rap album?
I just consider it a live music album. I let folks like yourself, writers, critics, fans, however you want to categorize it, that's up to you. However you want to organize it in your iTunes, it's up to you. But for me, it's just a creative offering. It's music. It's more than music, because it's my life. It's my life recorded, and hopefully, I know that my experience is not normal. I know that my pedigree is not normal. I know that the way that I live is not normal, but at the very core of it, the way that I'm impacted by my surroundings, by my experiences, I'm still a human being, and it's my hope that the way that those experiences have impacted me can provide a soundtrack to those who listen and in some form or fashion are experiencing something similar or feeling something similar, and that I can provide a soundtrack to young people out here that are really trying to get it, for themselves, for their family, for their generation, to actually make a contribution beyond just going to school and entering the workforce and trying to make ends meet. But my team and the way that we roll, we're real entrepreneurs, real hustlers, and we believe that investing in ourselves is a way that we can provide an example for other young people to invest in themselves as well, so that we can, as a generation, provide more than what people expect of us. That's really what this album is. Hopefully it's aspirational and inspirational on every level, not just on the music side, not just what I'm talking about, not just the fact that we directed and edited, and I directed and edited all the videos myself, but also in terms of the way that we're rolling it out, also in terms of the way that we approach the live show, also in terms of the way that we are going beyond just our local neighborhood and understanding the value and the way that social media is making the world smaller, and making sure that my online content is translated into different languages understanding the languages of the countries and respecting the culture of the countries that I visited, to let them know that, you know, this is beyond just the music. It's about being an example of what's possible and what you can expect from an artist. Because I think right now, audiences, they just expect, oh yeah, somebody raps, okay, we're cool with that. For me, that's not enough, especially if I know as a producer, I can go in the studio and invoke an artist to dig deeper and actually provide more than what they would have actually done on their own. So hopefully this album and this tour is an example, and it's a challenge to other artists to dig deeper and give more. Because, you know, when I look at the contributions of Mozart or Beethoven, or I look at the contributions of artists that I respect and love, like Jimi Hendrix, you know, Michael Jackson. When you look at their legacy, it's incredible what they've been able to contribute. And so when I look at our generation, I look in the mirror every day and say, what am I doing to leave that type of legacy?
Speaking on that, and let me read this because you came in yesterday, and this was on your Facebook page.
Yeah.
You posted this up, and you said, I flew from NY to Vegas, to LA, to Detroit, to Frankfurt, in order to make it. Now, most people, most acts of your caliber would easily find it as an excuse to back out from making that trip, from getting here on time and getting the tour done and getting the tour started. You've already touched on this a little bit, but what drives Ryan Leslie to that work ethic? What drives you to make sure that you're able to get that done, you know?
Well, I think we could go back to what I touched on before, which is great collaborating. In every performance contract, there is a clause that makes an allowance for an act of God, like I heard. And when I got on the phone and I spoke to Carlos and Daco and said, you know, there are no flights leaving New York. What can we do? Because first and foremost, as an artist, an independent artist, I realized that I'm really nothing without my own. And so when I know that there are people who have spent their money and are willing to invest their Halloween to come and see Ryan Leslie perform, it's something that I take very seriously because it's beyond just me. It's thousands of people who have taken the time and taken money that they could have spent on something else and invested it in an experience that they hope is going to be one of a kind. And so for me, you know, in speaking with Carlos, I just decided that, you know, we would figure out a way, even though our contract provided an out for us, we would come up with a way that, as long as it was humanly possible, we would be here. And that, I believe, comes down to first and foremost a commitment to the people.
Well, I mean, that's it. And speaking from the fact in which I've watched you over the years do everything which you've done and hustle the one which you do, I guess we should say thank you. And thanks for coming here. Thanks for giving us the time.
Yeah, man.
Much success.
Thank you, brother.
Why you should break it off, or maybe the moment when you should take it off. Girl, I do it, that kissing, that French, I'm fluent. If I don't take you with me, then I'm ruined. Loving the way you moving